for Hollywood. Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us in. Oh, hello there. I am Stan the Movie Man. This is my review of Jojo Rabbit, starring Roman Griffin Davis, Scarlett Johansson, Sam Rockwell, Thomasin McKenzie, and director Taika Waititi plays the role of Adolf Hitler. Jojo Rabbit is set in the last weeks of World War II. The Allies have landed at Normandy, and both the American and British troops are pushing towards Berlin, as well as the Russians from the other direction. The Hitler Youth is being trained to defend the city, and one of those Hitler Youth is Jojo, played by Roman Griffin Davis. He is unquestioning about his loyalty to Hitler, so much so that his imaginary friend takes on the form of Adolf Hitler, played by Taika Waititi. But he's 10. He shouldn't be learning how to kill things. But he gets the nickname Jojo Rabbit because he refuses, while they're out in the woods, to train how to be soldiers. He refuses to wring the neck of a rabbit that some older boys give him as a test of his bravery. His mom, his mom Rosie, played by Scarlett Johansson, is a kind and loving but single mother, and she is single because her husband is off either in Italy fighting for the Nazis or fighting against them. We hear both stories. Likely the latter is true. Rosie is hiding a Jew in the walls of her home, a young girl named Elsa, played by Thomasin McKenzie. Jojo discovers Elsa by accident, and now he's got these two competing voices in his head. Does he turn her in like a good Nazi? But it may wind up getting everybody in his house killed. Or does he continue to keep the secret of the young girl living in the walls of his home? I like the movie a lot, but there's something not quite right about it, and I can't put my finger on it. Maybe when I write the movie review, I'll be able to pin that down. But the performances are terrific. Roman Griffin Davis as Jojo. His best friend is a kid named Yorkie, played by Archie Yates, who is either accidentally blowing stuff up or accidentally stabbing someone. Those two together, and I wish there was more of them. They spend a lot of the movie separated. Those two together are a lot of fun to watch. And Scarlett Johansson gives a lovely performance as Jojo's mom. Elsa is a sweet character that is, of course, being hunted by the Nazis because she's Jewish, and is, broken as we meet her. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And Taika Waititi as Adolf Hitler is exactly what you expect from Taika Waititi if you've ever seen any of his performances. And the trailer of the movie gives you a real good idea of how this version of Hitler is. But again, there's something, there's like this glossy veneer over the events. And granted, it is told from the perspective of a child, so maybe all of the ugliness of the war is sort of filtered that way. Maybe it was a choice by Waititi in both writing and directing the movie to kind of soften the edges, if you will, since he's got a bunch of kids. He's dealing with a main character that's a child. But there's just this. It's like it was shot through like a gauze to make everything kind of nicer than it was, and it just sort of sticks in your head that yes, this obviously is a movie that was made in the 21st century about a time in the middle of the 20th that was so ugly, so vicious, so bloody. And he's not making a war movie, he's making a coming of age movie. I get all of that. But there's just something about the film that kind of gnaws at me about the way it looks. And maybe I've seen too many World War II documentaries with archival footage, and I know it was a much uglier time. But I did enjoy the performances. I like the story a lot, and I would give Jojo Rabbit a view. I would suggest you do that to just experience Taika Waititi as Hitler. It's pretty impressive. I'm giving Jojo Rabbit 4 stars. Go to stanthemovieman.com to read my complete review. Maybe I can figure out what the problem is I have with the film. Please listen to my podcast that I do with my wife. It's called Comedy, Tragedy, Marriage, and it's a podcast about life, love, and entertainment. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at MovieManStan, and you can send emails to me, stanthemovieman123 at gmail.com. Till next time, later.